One, two, three, just testing the sound, guys. Just wanna know if you can hear me. Please let me know into the chat. I just want to do a quick check over the systems to see if it's working. Okay, guys? So, if you can hear me, please let me know into the chat once more. Just let me know by typing something. Tell me, yes, I can hear you or something similar. For today, we are going to review different games. And also we are going to do the different activities for the minicamp that we always do. That is going to be to learn some basic things. Today's class is going to be main focus on doing triggers and doing another couple of things. So yes, it seems that you can hear me. Just by doing a double check, just give me a second here. I just want to hear myself just to be sure that also there is enough volume for that. Okay, so just 1 second. Probably you are going to hear myself over. Perfect, yes. It seems that now it's working, guys, so I was able to hear myself completely. So just give me a second, I'm going to place some music for the background, and then we are going to start at the class, okay? And I'm going to send the rewards, and sorry, not the rewards, the regards, and all that stuff, okay? So let me check the chat also very quickly here before starting. Let me move the presentation here. All right, guys, I need to be a little bit back here so you will be able to see me better. And how are you guys? How are you? Let me send the greetings in the chat. I see that Davon is here, so welcome, Davon. Welcome to the class. Welcome. Hello there. Once more, hello there. Hello there. Welcome, Mr. Noob. How are you? Welcome, Kenzie. I see that you were already around here in a little, like some minutes ago. Welcome, Basti Soriano. Welcome to the class too. And yeah, guys. So I see that some of you were asking me if we are going to play more student maps. Yes, we are going to do it. But I want to take a special time to just review the final maps from the minicamp that was the winners. And then we are going to start the class again, okay? So probably we are not going to have that amount of time today, but in the next classes I will, as we already are going to be finished with all the different students' maps, probably we will be able to have more time to play yours, okay? For now, let me switch the screen. We are going to do the waiting room. Did you prefer to have the waiting room at the end, or you want me to start right now with the class? Just let me know into the chat, okay? For me, it's going to be very important to know that, because with that, I will be able to know how to organize the class, okay? So let's see here. In the yesterday class, we reviewed this one, and also we reviewed Epic Games, okay? So today we have those other two. So please let me know right now if you prefer me to check those maps at the end of the class, or just right now we can take 10 minutes to review those. Okay, and also let me read you in the chat. All right, let me here see, yeah. In bonus, in many words, hola amigos. Yeah, I see that Devon is using Spanish. So yes, hola amigos in Spanish mean hi friends, literally that means. No, it's more like hi there. It will be like, hey, ¿cómo están? Hey, ¿cómo están? It's going to be hi or there. But if you want to, what you are telling me right now is hi friend, or it's literally that. But we'll try, and I really want to see that you are using Spanish, so it's very mean for me. Okay, yes, you saw Epic Games. Perfect. So I hear that you want to play or check at those games at the beginning, so that's what exactly we are going to do. So let's use this. We are going to play one of the winners. This one was made by Santana-kun, okay? Right in the front, or let me confirm, you're seeing my screen. So right in the front, or in the main screen, you're going to see here his UID. I'm going to just put it into the chat. 13964257 okay? That's the UID from Santana-kun. He was one of the winners of this one and one of the winners of the previous minicamp, okay? So I'm going to submit it in multiplier, but I know as always that most of the times we won't be able to play together. Once more, that's because the different connections in the servers for Miniware. So try to access, but if we can't, don't worry for that. Anyways, I want to focus on the test here. I want to focus on checking how the map works, so you will be able to see. All right, okay, so Macho Ivan was able to join. Hey, welcome Macho Ivan, how are you? All right, this part is kind of a bug on Miniword. It's traduced to Chinese, even though that I really don't know how to speak Chinese. Probably will be able to read and understand Portuguese and French and Italian, almost all the Latin languages. But for any other languages, as I don't know how to write it, probably I won't be able to read it. So this is like completely the unknowing letters for me, so I won't be able to know what is going on. But it seems that it's a book for Miniword. All right, so as always, you already know how it works. Right up on here, we got like the time and that we are going to have before playing. You have to collect the stars, and for collecting the stars, you are going to have like different mini games, and we are going to wait a little bit for that. So in 38 seconds, we will be able to start. Also, guys, something while we wait 30 seconds, something that I want to remind you guys is next classes. Oh, okay, something happened here. It seems that Macho Ivan killed itself many times, so I was winning. So, guys, very important, taking the time for doing this. Remember, while we wait on here, okay, I have to wait for another player to start. So let me do this. I'm going to enter from my computer, from my cell phone. Something that I was going to explain you guys is that the next chapters of the minicamp, okay, are going to be in different dates, okay? So right now we have Fridays and Saturdays at 7 p.m. in Shanghai time, but due that in my area there is going to be Christmas for the next Friday and the next Saturday, it won't be able, or it's going to be very difficult to connect, because in my area on Christmas a lot of people is communicating and the internet has a very, very strong fall down and the connection will not work the best, okay? So to avoid this, we are going to move the minicamp 2 days before. So that means that on Wednesday, we are going to start the class number 5. And in Thursday, I think it's Thursday, we are going to have the next class, okay? So remember, 22, it's going to be the class number 5. 23 is going to be the class number 6. Same time, same channel. All the other things are just going to be the same. So guys, remember that. That's going to be very important, okay? Now, I don't know if that was clear for you guys. If it was, please let me know into the chat. I'm accessing to the room from here. You're going to see my other account right here. I don't really use that account. It's just for testing, but I always use this one. So don't worry for that. Oh, and Mr. Noob was able to join. So welcome, Mr. Noob. How are you? Oh, nice skin. Okay, we are going to start the class right now. This class already, the minigame. Okay, so 56 a second, almost 1 minute to start, okay? Yes, Davon, let me know your question. All right, perfect. So you can see at the end, if we got enough time, we are going to play. Anyway, if we didn't have enough time, what we are going to do is that we are going to play it in the next class, okay? And also send me the map so I will be able to just review your map, even in case we cannot do it online. And I will be able to actually give you some feedback that is going to be important for you, because with that you can know how to improve your map, okay? But then we are going to try, guys. So also I see that Basi Soriano is telling me how to put the item billboard file, okay? So if you want to check that in a quick way, you can check the minicamp for School Simulator. We have to play red light, blue light, green light here. So be careful, guys. Don't move when the light is red. Remember to collect the stars. And yeah, on that one, I teach directly, and I take a lot of time for teaching you that about how to edit files in MiniWord, okay? How to edit the game files and doing things like that. As an example, at that specific invisible billboard, okay? But if we get enough time at the end of the class, I'm going to teach you directly how to do it. But remember, just in that class is Minicamp School Simulator class number 6 and number 5. I take the time to show that. I take the time to show you how to edit, as an example, mobs, how to edit also game files. So it's going to be much useful than the one that I'm going to do now, because probably it's going to be a little bit faster, okay? But yeah, don't worry, we are going to learn that. Yeah, to be honest, I just think the same of you. Oh, okay, it's like Christmas ball falling meteors, so it's very nice. I think that the 2022 is not going to start the best way because, you know, it's the new variant about Omicron, but I think we will have a full year to resolve that situation. And remember, we already are adapted to the pandemic situation a little bit more than the beginning. Remember, when the pandemic situation starts, it was kind of difficult, okay? Because we didn't have experience with coronavirus. At least right now, we have a little bit more experience. Oh, you're going to go to high school. So at good advice, don't worry for that. High school is very nice. I really love to go back to high school. It was a very nice situation, and you are going to learn a lot of things, so don't worry for that. All right, and here you have to open the GIFs, okay? So try to open the GIFs. Okay. Oh, almost died and almost say a bad word, but I wasn't. I just said the first word letter of it. Okay, it's very hard because if you jump too much, so you have to be careful with it. Okay, oh. Yeyo ran. How to recover the health. And in these games, you cannot, so you have to be careful. You have to manage that to avoid dying. Okay, no. Okay, I just fall directly in the block that is going to be break. Okay, as you see, it's a really good game also. Okay, I fall again. A miniature lamp, okay? What? Okay, no. I'm losing a lot of lives in this one. So I think Mr. Noob is going to win this time. Okay, I risk just retake my stars. Okay, where is it? Oh. And I'm going to... Okay, where is the other? All right, guys, so... Oh, no. I try to take too much. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. To make a completely usable or switchable... Okay, I don't have something to use the ballesta. But well, what I can do is just to try to push myself in the cell phone to the abyss. Okay, you almost died with that one. I don't have like something like that I can pick up. So I just move in my other character, so I'm going to eliminate it. Yeah, very cool. That character was eliminated. Okay. But something important that you can do here is that you can try to push the pliers as just to do some cheat here. You tried to kill me, don't you? So the miniatures, okay, let's see who wins here. All right, Mr. Noob wins. So I will be eliminated, and Mr. Noob is going to win. Perfect. GG. Perfect game. Now we are going to start the class, okay, guys? So, I was telling you this, for doing lamps, just create any block with high illumination and replace it by when a player click it. It's very important. It's not going to have the same effect as a normal lamp because mini-word kind of works difficult with the lamps, so it's going to be a normal block with a lot of light. That is going to work at nighttime, you are going to see it, but it's not going to be the same. So that's very important, okay? Now, guys, let me introduce, as always, what we are doing, just in case player is accessing to the minicamp by first time. So, what is the minicamp about, guys? It's a competition and also a program from MiniWord that is taking place, or it's taking date, or I create all the different months. Every month we are going to have a different main theme or a main idea that you have to resolve with, that you have to create a map with. In this case, is winter games. And what you are going to do is learn with me by 6 different classes by 3 weeks. And then with the knowledge that I'm going to teach you, you have to create a map and you have to compete with your friends and with your partners just to create a game related with the topic of the month. And after that, we are going to qualify your map and we are going to give different prizes for different people, okay? There is a lot of prizes that you can win. Just to let you know, the dates are going to be the next ones, the ones that you are seeing in the screen. Please take a screenshot. And very important, guys, remember this, next class is going to be the 22 and the 23 of December, okay? It's the only minicamp that we are going to change some dates. So, very important, guys, for be able to participate, you have to have a winter game, okay? And a lot of you were asking me this through Discord, like telling me, okay, if I do a mini game map, I will be able to win or participate. The short answer is yes, and the long answer is no. Okay, what I mean by that? So, remember that this minicamp is the only one that is a different like topic than the others. The others was based on a specific game genre. This one is more based on a specific topic, okay? So it's winter games. Remember, winter games is like more Olympic games or something that is playing in the snow. And I know it's hard for most of us because in our countries there is no actually real winter. Most of us live in a tropical or some areas that are very hot, so we never got winter or snow. But there are going to be things related with games that you can play in the snow, okay? So as an example, build a snowman, just having a snowball fight, having a sky descending or snowboarding. You have to build something related to it to be able to participate, okay? Guys, very important, we also have some prizes. We have Excellent Award for $40 up to 8 people. We have Best Learning is the one that learned the most. So it's the one that implement the most of the things that I'm going to teach you in the minicamp map that you are going to submit. Is up to 16 people. So I always advise you to get that one because it's really easy to learn in comparison of the others. Then we got the most creative, which is going to be the most innovative maps. Obviously, this map needs to have an innovation that is highly playable, and overall the map is enjoyable and the experience is very good. It's for $35 too, but it's only for 5 people at max, so it's hardest to win. And finally, but not least, we got Best Progress Award. So how it's going to work for the Best Progress Award, guys? It's just going to be for any one of you that is developer level 1 or not developer level, okay? And that's it. We got all that prizes, and of course we have the shortlist one. Is that the one is a permanent skill part that you will win just by participating, okay? So, what I see here. So, oh, I see. So, I can see accessing by another account. So, welcome back here. I don't know if I actually don't have an opinion of BTS because I don't hear too much like Korean pop. I know who they are, and also I know who is Blackpink and all those K-pop groups. But I'm more like a indie rock person. I'm more like a rock people or person, sorry. So I really don't hear that kind of music. But I really know who they are, but I don't have an opinion of them. I don't hate them. I don't. I also don't like it because once more I didn't, or I don't hear that much that kind of music. So guys, as always, we are going to have a class rewards that's going to be depending of the states. We always do a topic, and at the end of the topic, we got the code as a reward, and also to get a time for talk, get a time to relax. So we are going to have, as always, 4 different codes, and we have to test live if those codes work. Okay, so just be pending. I know that other teachers like have a specific time for the codes. I don't do that. I prefer to do it by topics. Okay. Now, very important, guys. Minicamp English and also Minicamp Spanish have a specific group where you can actually learn a lot, where you can talk, where you can ask for help, and also you can search for partners to create your map. So don't forget to go there. There is a lot of people waiting for you there. And also, we got just in the description, always you are going to see the different tools that we use with it, that we use to create triggers and scripts. So if you see anything that I'm using live, you can find that link in the description. So don't forget to check that, okay? And also don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give me a big like. And if you want to comment something, it will be great to read you into the comments, okay? So objectives for this class, we are going to do some specific things. We are going to finish the basic plugins. I know that that was not this original schedule. We moved the schedule a little bit because it's going to be nice to finish this part by taking our time. So probably we are not going to take all the topics, but at least I'm going to advance in 3 different topics, okay? So we got basic plugins part 2. Yesterday we advanced with all the plugins, but we left a part that I prefer to let for this class. Then we are going to learn how to do the basic systems, how to create some useful functions. And if we get the time, we are going to learn today how to do the upgrade and downgrade for the blocks. If we don't, we are going to do the next class, okay? Once more, we got this schedule. This is the week number 2, the class number 4. For the next class, we got the schedule, the building stage, but probably we are going to learn something extra apart from that, depending on how we advance today, okay? Now, basic plugins. Let's start with it, okay? All right, let me see here. Oh, okay. Before starting, I remember Basi Soriano asked me if I can give him like the model for the jellyfish, okay? So what I'm going to do is just giving you that one. Okay, this is not. This is just my family travel plan. So I'm going to take the time very quick here to show you that. All right, so we got the models here. And the jellyfish model. All right, I have to search here because I have it kind of in Spanish. And yeah, the model is 110. Well, the numbers in 07 is the number that I just put in the chat, okay? All right, truly sorry for that. I forgot yesterday to send you that, okay? All right, that's the shiny star model. Also, yeah, for those that are just waiting there, for those, we got the star that is going to be the one that they put in the chat is going to be this one. And also we have a different model. So anyway, if you want to know that information, that tool is also in the drive that you can find in the channel tools into the Discord server for the minicamp, okay? So let's continue. Yesterday, we covered all the different plugins that are just highlighted in white. Today, we are going to learn how to do the basics for those that are actually in yellow, okay? So let's enter to our map and let me show you some magic here, okay? So remember, by the plan, the game plan, we decide to create for our monsters, so for our classes, our heroes, we are going to have like different items, right? We got items for skills, and one of the items was the items that go in the hand, but the passive skill is going to be more like a buff that you can use on this one. Just give me a second, I'm put in here a clock and alarm. Just a minute, guys. Let's put it on 6:50, 55. Around the 6:50, I'm going to take 5 minutes. Okay, guys, because I need to do something special right now. All right. So probably you are going to hear the alarm on that one, and I'm going to tell you, hey guys, give me a time, but it's not going to take that much time. It's going to be at max 5 minutes, okay? So coming back to the class, every one of the different classes are going to have some specific items. First, they are going to have a weapon in the hands, a main gun. They are going to have a skill, guys, and we are going to have a passive skill, and also a model, okay? So we are going to start with that. Yesterday, we learned how to create the basics. Now, I'm going to show you really quick how to create the basics for the skill. Remember, just the base, because you need to improve with programmation and with other things, but right now you can do it just by this, okay? So, sorry guys. Okay, it seems that I'm going to get flu, but okay. So, how do you create the basic skills? So, for creating the active skills, just access here, hit a new, and hit create, okay? When you hit create, remember here you can add a new completely item, and you are going to hit misc, okay? So, that depends of your hero, but you have to put the name of the skill here. You don't need to put a skill in the down of it, but as an example, I will do a skill that will be slam, okay? I'm going to hit the floor and I'm going to create an explosion. So just put the information here and just do something simple that does damage on an AoE. AoE in games means area of effect, okay? It means that it's going to do damage around the player. Remember to pick a model for it. Once more, for my game, I always choose the colors related with the classes. So as an example, the color for the main character that is one of the main characters that is a striker is green. So I choose always something green, okay? Remember in the minicamp number, I don't remember the number, but it's the minicamp for the school simulator in the class number 6 and the class number 5. I show you a detailed parts about how you can search for more icons and how you can change the icons for any other icon that is hidden inside Multiverse. So remember to check that minicamp so you will be able to get more icons than the ones that you see here, okay? And also remember that in the drive that you can find on the description of this video, I think the drive is not in the description, but you will find it on the tools channel inside the Discord channel for the minicamp. You will find also a folder with a lot of items, a lot of icons, so you can use those numbers to change your models for your skills, okay? So just hit model and choose an adequate skill. Of course, right now I'm not going to take the time to search for one icon, sorry. And the most important things for this, apart from the graphical part, the appearance one, is that you're going to set the max amount to 1, and the skills, you are going to hit add a new skill. So on here you have like different ways to create basic skills. As an example, in here you can switch the blocks that are on the floor for another thing, or you can add a new block to the floor. With this you can do damage in area or damage like a beam in front of the player. With this you can push the players away like doing a knockback system. With this you can give buffs to the player, temporary buffs. With this you can create creatures, with this you can heal the players, and with this you can shoot some projectiles, okay? Anyway, if you want to have more options than the one that you can find here, what you can do is to create your own skill. So for doing that, just hit on here in move up, and remember yesterday class we create something that is going to be the dummy buff, okay? That is not going to do anything, but it will allow us to use the item, and later we will be able to set up a custom actions for the item just by using scripts or using triggers, okay? So on here you can set up the time or the duration of the buff. As we are going to use just some custom dummy, you don't need to put any kind of time. Just be sure that it's more than 0, because if you put a 0 here, the buff is not going to be eliminated by any chance, okay? So that means that is going to be a permanent buff, okay? Now, let me read you very quick here. Oh, sorry. Hello there. I just forgot what was your question. So please repeat your question. Hello there. Yes, you can do whatever time you want it. There is no problem with it. Hello there, okay? All right. So I think I resolved your question, but if you want more explanation, just let me know, okay? Now, recommended time to play your maps, the amount of time that even MiniWorld recommends is in between 4 to 8 minutes at max. Even MiniWorld recommended at max doing for 6 minutes, that you can play for 6 minutes, but that's on you, okay? All right, so once you change the duration, you have more options here. The rate is how many % of the times this is going to work. If you put 100, always is going to be executed. If you put 50%, it's going to be executed only the half of the time, so you can play with it. I always keep it on 100%, okay? Damage type, you can choose, as an example, if this is going to do some damage, you can choose if you want to do Chaos, Potion, Burn, or whatever you want it for damage the players. Remember, with this, you can filter the different armors that the player has. Okay. Now, the damage is the amount of damage that this is going to deal whenever you use it. So with this, you can do quick attacks. And this is how you are going to use it. Once more, skill type, you can choose no target or target pointing. Unless you are dealing with blocks, I didn't recommend to use target pointing, just keep it on no target. And max target, we already explained how it works yesterday. Also, we explained the cooldown and all these options, okay? The only one that I didn't explain is range type. So in range type, you can select single target. That means that it's going to affect only to one player, and that depends on this. So as an example, you use same team is going to affect probably to the player that uses this. But if you use different team, it's going to affect the player of the other team, okay? Now, Bean is going to be literally like a Goku Kamehameha. It's going to be like the player projects a line on it, and all the players that are in the area and just in front of the player are the ones that you are going to deal with it. So when you select Beam, you can choose the length. That means how many blocks is going to travel that line or that effect, and the width is how many blocks around the player you can choose that, okay? So you can increase the time for that line. And area is the easiest one, is like literally selecting all around an area, so you can create like kind of an explosion with it as an example, okay? So as always, as we are going to do a mel skill that is going to be just set up by triggers, what you can do is just put single target, and that is going to work, okay? So remember, you have a consumption type. You can choose to reduce the item durability, to reduce player hunger level, to have an armor, or to use the new stamina bar, okay? And here you can choose how much. If you put hunger level at 0, you don't need to consume anything for that, okay? And just save it and just add it into your game. So I have already some skills here, a spoiler skill, a fun ramp, and a John Doerr slam, okay? As you see, you are going to have the same setup that I just showed you, but some of them are going to use directly the ability to just to add you directly the skill, okay? So that's going to be for active skills. Remember, for be able to use the active skills, just create a trigger that detects when a player use that specific item, okay? Now, for passive skills, remember that when you play the game like this, and when you choose your hero, as an example, we are going to choose, I don't know, this one, you are going to have the passive skill right up here, and it's telling you what it's going to do. So as an example, this can be set up also. We are going to learn to do a basic passive skill. Remember, the one I'm going to make is completely a custom spell for telling you something, a custom skill. But you can use normal and basic troubleshooting, okay? So the one I want to teach you how to do is Corpulent. Corpulent, what it's going to do is it's going to allow the player to push other player just by hitting, okay? So whenever the player has that skill, hits another player, that player is going to be pushed away, okay? That's how it works. I'm going to teach you how to do that basic one, okay? So for creating a basic skill for your player, but the passive one, what you are going to do is just access to the plugin editor, and you are going to do a status, okay? We are going to start creating a new completely status, okay? Just hit created. I already got mine here, so I'm not going to create it from zero. But information that I put here is just the name, as you see, and the description, okay? So this is going to give me collision knockback, okay? You can choose whatever sound and whatever model and whatever icon you have here. If it's a positive status, try to use a green color in it, okay? Now, as you see, there is like just giving me this effect, like particles around when I got this skill. You can choose whatever you want, okay? In effects, I choose this one, but that is like a secondary. You can choose whatever here. Yeah, here you have a lot of different effects that you can use. As an example, if you want a player to climb walls, just select this one. Or if you want a player to recover, there is a lot of options here that you can experiment with. But once you finish this, okay, just be sure that you place it in positive status and don't remove after that, okay? Because if you put remove after that or just like off, whenever your player gets killed, it's going to be removed, okay? So that's very important, guys, okay? All right. All right. Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. I'm going to check later the Discord channel and I'm going to answer to you, Basti, okay? Now, guys, once we got this, okay, once we got the basic information for your skill, just add it into the game. Once more, I already got it right here. And remember, in your case, you need to hit enter game to be able to see it in game, okay? Once you finish that, let me show you very quickly how you can create a custom effect for it, okay? So in this example, once more, we are going to do a corpulent effect, okay? So we are going to start messing with triggers. For this, we are going to create different folders, okay? So as you see on here, are going to be the folders that I use for my game. And so right now we are just going to create the trigger set. So create the first trigger set. You are going to call it main systems, okay? This specific folder is going to handle all the controls for your game, okay? It's going to be the brain for your game. Once you create that folder, you are going to create another folder just by hitting here on trigger sets. And the second one is going to be named building stage, okay? And here you are going to put all the triggers that are related with the building stage inside your game. It's going to make like directly the name that you have for it is very explicit. And on there, you are going to put all the triggers related to avoid to build, to upgrade your different things, and a lot of things, okay? And then you are going to create a new trigger set, and you are going to put the name of combat stage. As you see, it's just creating the names. Right now, we are just organizing the project. So don't do anything apart from that for now until I give you another instruction. It's just for you to have all the information, okay? Once you have those three, you are going to create another folder that is upgrade blocks, okay? And here we are going to save the system for upgrading the blocks. Then we are going to create another folder. Remember, guys, for creating the folders, just hit here and where it says new trigger set. And you're going to put the name of downgrade blocks, okay? So downgrade blocks, it's going to be for the second part of the system that is going to be reduce the level. And finally, but not least, you are going to create ones that says useful functions, okay? Useful functions is going to save a lot of useful and common things that will help you out to have a better map and to get some things automated, okay? So just confirm. And once you have all those folders created, we are going to start with our passive. So just expand this part that says useful functions. And when you are in useful functions, scroll down and create a new trigger, okay? The name of the trigger, in my case, is passive corpulent, okay? Remember, probably you are going to have a different item or different skill. In my case, I'm just going to give you a demonstration about how to create a passive skill, okay? So remember how it's going to work. It's very easy. Whenever a player that has that trigger, or has not that trigger, that status hits or collides with another player, that player is going to be just pushed away from some blocks, okay? So how do you do that, okay? I know that a lot of you like to do knockbacks, but you don't really know how to do it. So we are going to add a new event. The event is going to be player and collision, okay? When you add that, it's going to give you those different things. It's going to be players in trigger event position, target, and creature in target event, okay? So if you keep it like it is, it's going to push also creatures. We don't want that, okay? So we are going to add the next things. First, we need to be sure that only when you have the status is going to work, when you are going to have the buff. So what we are going to do is just add a new one. Then you are going to go to players and determine player status, okay? So when a players in trigger event, yes, have the status that you just created. In my case, the name of that I put to that status is corpulent. That is going to be the passive skill. When you got corpulent, okay? And very important, guys, that is a trick that I always teach you. Remember that this is going to have a creature here, and also you are going to have a player. So to avoid to be executed also in creatures, you need to do this next trick. You add to check the player attribute that is going to be the max life, okay? So if you put player attribute on there, it's going to check the max life for just players. And of course, as the players and the creatures are going to have different life systems, it's not going to do the creatures. And vice versa, if you want just to check a creature, use the same, but with creatures, okay? So you are going to hit here. Once more, you go to players and you select player attribute. And if you were just looking for creatures, just select creatures attribute. In this case, it's going to be player. You select it, you add it. And the options, you can select here which player. Very important, we have two kinds of players. The player that executes the action, that is going to be target player, and the ones that is going to be, player in trigger event is the player that has the skill, that has the ability, the one that hits, and target is the player that is being hit, okay? So you are going to select the target player, and you need to confirm that max HP is greater than 0, okay? And once you got that, the final thing is to be sure that you are not going to play just push your teammates, because it's going to be very upset. Imagine that you are just in the corner and another player just gets with you, it just hit you by mistake, and you are going to be pushed away from the arena, so we don't want that. How do you do that? Just go to player, determine player team, and you are going to select the next thing. The players in trigger event, no. So remember, players team. It's the player in trigger events. It's not the same as target players in the event. And that's it. And now you can add whatever action you wanted, as an example, when you collide, okay? How do you do for moving the player? I got a lot of options here, but actually you only need this one, okay? This is something extra that I put on. So the first one is going to be make target players move towards, and it's going to have an spherical coordinates. Okay, that's the one that is going to do the knockback, guys, just for you to know. So very important, pay attention to this part, because this is going to be a lot useful. You can use this for creating knockbacks in any game, okay? So just scroll down here, and you are going to select player, okay? And when you got player, you are going to move to this part that says make player move towards this direction, okay? Just add it. And you are going to have a lot of confusion options here. I know it, but don't worry, I'm going to explain it. The first part is who is going to be pushed. The second is where is going to be pushed. So where is going to be the final direction where it's going to be pushed. And then how fast is going to be pushed, okay? So that's very important. Okay, let me check here. All right, so welcome Vincel, welcome to the class. I see that you're coming, and welcome Tuan. So Tuan, probably you need to restart or refresh your connection. Just give me a second here, refresh. Now, guys, check. In this one, we put target pliers because remember that we are going to push the pliers that collide with us. And this is going to be the most important part. So just put a 3 on the end before starting. And on here, you are going to have to do the next thing. You have to put here in the center, and you are going to select facing spherical coordinates. Okay, this is kind of confusing, but let me explain a little bit later, okay? So in here you have to select which plier is going to execute the action, and here you have to choose an action, okay? So we are going to select here, function, and select plier, okay? Once we select plier, we are going to have more options here. So we are going to choose the plier that has the skill, okay? So it's going to be plier in trigger event, okay? No more options on there. You also have target plier, but we are going to select pliers. Then in the middle, it's the tricky part, is where we are going to get the information. So just go to plier and select plier facing angle. This is going to check where the plier is looking at, and it's going to take that to execute the action, okay? So once you got that, select pliers in trigger event, and that's going to be the actual facing, okay? So that means where I'm looking, okay? And the final one is at which altitude I'm looking, okay? So if I put a 5, it's almost going to be just in front of the plier. If I put 90, it's going to be up. If I put 45, it's like going to be halfway in the way, okay? So if you copy the same information I got here, it's going to work fine, so don't worry for that. And then I just add a sound and I just do an effect, so don't worry for that. You already know how to do that. I'm not going to explain that to get more time to show you different things. But as you see, deal with basic skills. With basic skills is going to be very easy, okay? Once more, I got my basic skills here. So as an example, I got 3 different. Corpulent, that is going to be that the one that is coded. I have healthy, that is going to be not coded. It's just healing the plier every some seconds, that you can do it without having to set up any trigger. And agility, that just gives an extra speed of 15%, okay? So right now we also have the basic skills working. Now we left a part that is going to be create the hero recipe. By working, that means that when you receive the hero recipe, it's going to work, it's going to do all the executions. We know we're having a problem. And also we left the model part, okay? So to switch the model for your pliers, okay? All right. Okay, I have like 3 cats in the front of my roof that are fighting right now. So they are like just fighting around, but they are big cats. All right, so now, okay, so now that we finished this, let me show you how you can switch the model for your pliers, okay? So right now you can add a buff, but there is a problem, guys. When you add a buff that changes the model of the plier, that does most of the times I do that process, but sometimes I want to do something extra. And look at this, okay? The good thing about not using that is that when you're using my system, the system that I'm using right now, your creature or your plier will have like the items in the hand. If you use the normal one, you cannot see the items in the hand of the plier, okay? So how do we do that, okay? So we are going to go to triggers, and in useful functions, I don't have it in useful functions, but you are going to put it right here in the useful functions, okay? Sorry, on here. What you are going to do is to create a new trigger for each one of your heroes, okay? So in my case, I have 3 different heroes. I have Thor, I have Loki, and I have Ella here. So we are going to choose Thor, okay? So just create a new trigger and put the name of your hero, okay? Very important. I'm going to put it like this to be more specific, but remember, if you have another different like hero here, put the name of it, okay? And the actions are very simple. Just hit here, go to plier, and select here obtains an item, okay? Let's obtain props, that is this one. In conditions, you need to select which prop is going to receive. So just go to items and select determine item type. And on there you have two options. Just keep the first one as it is, and the second one is going to be the item that we create on the last class to be able to select that hero. In my case, I have those three items here. Of course, I'm going to select the hero that I'm working on currently, that is the hero keeper. And the action is just that simple as pliers and change pliers appearance, okay? And under you will have a menu right here in template library, which allow you to change how the plier looks, okay? So it's going to take a little bit of time. Sometimes it takes more time, but in here you can see that you have a lot of different options. Also, you can choose even items to change the model of the pliers, so you can do a lot with this as an example. But also you have your miniature library, okay? So in all, never choose main library, just choose current map. Remember that you have to have your icons here, and then there you see I got the different like heroes, so I'm going to choose just my hero, and that's it. All right, so remember you are going to create one of them for each one of the heroes, okay? So check, when I select the fielder, I got the model Ella. When I select a striker, I get the model Loki, okay? So that's very important, guys. With this, whenever you receive that item, your hero is going to change the model too, okay? All right, so now, guys, we almost get this part over. We only left a part, and is that, remember that we got these recipes, but those recipes, remember, is one for each one of your heroes, are not doing anything right now, okay? You just receive it, but nothing happens. Now we are going to complete the trigger that we were made yesterday, okay? So to be able to do this, just you are going to hit on your recipe, you are going to hit edit, okay? And once you got it in edit, you are going to have this option that says partial triggers, and you are going to create a new trigger that says choose hero. Remember yesterday we started creating this, but just in case, I'm going to show you everything from the beginning. So the event for this one is when this formulation is complete, this is going to just be executed when the task is completed, when the player creates that object through the store. Sorry, guys. So, remember that I was asking you for 5 minutes when the class starts. So let's do this. Let's do a small break right now. I'm going to give you a code, and I'm going to take 5 minutes. I need to do something really important right now, but it's going to be just 5 minutes, okay, guys? So before continuing, I'm going to give you this code. Please remember to take note and claim it, okay? And I will be right back with you in 5 minutes at max. Probably I will come back before that, but I will have to take another couple of minutes apart from that, okay? So just give me a minute. I'm going to put this one, and I will come back in a little bit, guys, okay? Okay, guys, thank you so much for waiting online. And just giving me 1 minute more, please, guys. I'm still trying to. All right, guys, so let's continue with this. I don't know if you can see myself. Yes, you can see me back. I hope you will be able to climb the code right now, okay? So, let's continue. And I was showing you like the different items that we can use for this, okay? So very important, guys. What's up? Okay. So on this one, we are going to see the next chapter, okay? And it's how to create the different, how do you call it? The recipes for this. So what you are going to do is, now that you add the event, we are going to at first delete the item, because remember, when you create a recipe, right directly after that, your items are going to be in the inventory, so we don't want the player to have that inventory working. So what we are going to do right now is just erase that, okay? So how we are going to do to erase those items? Just hit on here on the plus symbol, and under you are going to have more options, guys, okay? So on here you have one that says player, and you have the option that says remove item. Just hit on there, and it's going to ask you to select which item you want to delete and how much amount. So erase for player in trigger event, you are going to delete one of the item on the item type in the event, okay? That's very important, and like I got it here, is the way that you have to do it, guys. That's very important, okay? Now, the next part that you have to do is to set up a variable, okay? This is going to be too important, because this is going to tell the game which hero we have select, okay? Not for our script part, of course we can do it by checking the items that the player have, but this is going to be much complicated at the end. So what you are going to do, just select action here, and once you add an action, you are going to select here an option that says assign, in assign you are going to select value setup, okay? Once you select value setup, you are going to have this interface, so you are going to select variable, and you are going to hit to create a new variable, guys, okay? So the variable, you are going to choose it as number 1, okay? And that is going to be the first variable, all right? So you are going to select hero choose, you are going to create that variable, and you are going to set it up as number 1. Then you are going to create another one, and we are going to start assigning some variables from your heroes. So the first one that we are going to assign is item time setup. Okay, and just give me a second, I need to reduce the volume here because it's too big, and so I wasn't able to hear you guys. And you're going to have this option. Okay, so what you're going to select is in the first point, guys, here. You're going to select player's private variable. Okay, so first selecting that, just go to function library, guys. Once you are in there, you are going to select a player private variable, and on there you are going to have more options. You are going to select players in trigger event, and you are going to create a new private variable. So as you see, I got all of those. You can create it, all of them. The one that we are going to use right now is hero weapon. This is going to be the main weapon, and I'm going to explain you later why. But you are going to select that one, okay? You are going to create hero weapon, and you are going to select the main weapon for the hero that you are creating right now, okay? So in my case, a Monger is going to be the first one that is going to be for that hero. Just save it, copy and paste that specific action, and you are going to have the second one. The second one is just the same right here, but we are going to change and we are going to create a new private variable that is going to be hero skill, and you can select the skill, the active skill here. So remember, if you have more skills, as an example in your game, your player has 4 or 5 skills, you need to add all of those items here, because it's going to be the setup for the inventory for your player when it's in playable mode, in combat mode, okay? All right, so yeah, I just activate that. All right, and now, guys, we are going to add the status, okay? All right, so what you are going to do with this, we are going to add a new one. We are going to add on here player, and you are going to add a status, okay? Obtain effect. And on obtain effect, you are going to go to triggers player event, and you are going to select obtain corpulent, okay? So remember, this is going to change depending of your map. In my case, it's players in trigger event, obtain effect, corpulent. Once more, select wherever you effect passive skill you select for that specific hero. In my case, it's going to be corpulent. Remind true, and remember, for having a permanent trigger of our permanent buff, just like 0 in here, okay? With this, we already have like set up like different features for the future when we go to the combat system, okay? Now, we are going to have some extra things that are going to be like the stats for the player. So that is going to be very important. So what is going to be the most important thing? Remember that we, at the beginning of the class, we set up like different stats for each one of your heroes. So the first one that we are going to set up is the amount of bullets that the player will have. So add here, just go here, assigned, and you are going to assign a new value setup, okay? When you got it, you are going to have these options. Remember that the one that we are going to choose is going to be different for each player. So just select here, player, okay? All right, so when you select player here, you are going to have once more different options. Select players here, okay? Now you select players in private variable, and you expand that, and you're going to select players in trigger events, and you are going to create this variable, okay? This is going to measure how many bullets with the snowballs your player is going to have, okay? Now, just player select max balls here. Let me put this interview so you are going to see much better the screen, okay? All right, so select players max balls and set up the amount of balls that the player is going to have in the future, okay? So if you put at 10 here, you're going to have 10. All right. So now you are going to see that you have this option too. Now what we are going to change is the status. Remember that we are going to have different stats. We are going to have movement speed, max HP, and current HP, okay? So we are going to set up that. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is that we are going to just hit setup, right? And we are going to set up an attribute, okay? So how do you do that? Go to players and select attribute settings, okay? So the first one that we are going to set up is the movement speed. For this, just hit players and trigger event, and in here you can choose the different options. Select movement speed, okay? You're going to choose the movement speed up to 7, all right? This is the case for my slow hero. Remember that 10 is the normal speed that you are going to have by default. So this player is going to be a little bit slower than normal players, okay? Now we are going to set up the life. So just copy and paste here and edit, okay? So this time you are going to change the max HP. That's going to be the maximum amount of life. And you are going to change that for 125. In my case, in your situation, is going to be different. Remember that this is the defensive player. So the defensive player is going to have 25 more points of life because it's going to be more stronger, more resistant. So I just put that number on there. Just copy and paste, and the second one is the actual life, okay? So changing the max life will change just the max life. You need to adjust also the HP, the current one, okay? So how do you do that? Just change on here and select current HP, okay? When you change to current HP, select to 1, 2, and 5, just the same value of the max HP, okay? And with that, you have your first hero, okay? Very important, you need to create all the trigger back for the other heroes, okay? So, as an example, I got here another one that this is going to be the fielder. And the fielder here is going to have, just as you see, the same options. All right, so just give me a second, players. Okay, guys, sorry for that. All right, so guys, in this case, you see that there are just the same things, the same different things that you got here, all right? But as you see, it's just information change. So instead of having the same gun, you are going to have a different main gun, a different skills, a different buff, a different amount of bullets, and a different speed for each one of your different classes, okay? Of course, you're going to have a lot of them, but for all of them, it's just the same, or you are going just to change that information, okay? So remember to have that. With this, you will be able already to be able to create your map, okay? Your classes are going to work fine. So guys, sorry, this small chair is kind of difficult to handle. Sometimes I just feel like I get like, I don't know, like it doesn't fit well, okay? So let's continue with this, guys. All right, so right now you will be able to create fully customizable classes here, and you have the model and you have everything, okay? So very important, guys, you will have that already. But as we haven't created yet the combat system, you are not going to see any other change more than the stats and the passive skill. We don't have the items yet, okay? We have to do that later. So what we are going to do is to create some basic item systems, okay? So we are going to start with the scripts. I'm going to give you the order code. As we already finished here, we are going to have the order code, okay? So guys, remember to copy those codes and remember to claim it. I'm going to put it in the chat also, as always. Remember guys, I always put this in the chat just in case. It's going to be easier for you to copy. I put it, I'm not sure. Yes, it was on there, okay? Yeah, actually this is a very good, what happened is that I got a problem, and is that I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to take the time to show you. I buy this specific, I don't know how to call it, guys, but it's this kind of thing that is going to be better for your back, but sometimes it takes me too much space, so I'm going to remove it right now. And sometimes, you know, I like being like sitting on the half of the mice chair, so I'm going to remove that so I will be have a better posture here, okay? So moving back to this, you already claimed the code, so let's start with the next part, and it's the basic systems, okay? But before entering basic systems, I prefer to teach you some useful functions. Guys, remember, most of the times you already know how to create some of this. Well, just by taking enough time, we are going to learn how to do the basics on here, okay? So what is going to be, or how are going to work the basic functions, okay? This is a collection of scripts and triggers that will help you out to have a better edition to automate some things, okay? So the first one that we are going to create is one that we always create for the minicamps, and it's going to be the one that is auto delete effects, okay? So I'm going to remove myself from the back once more, because with this you are going to see or you are going to have a better overview about what is going on here. So just go ahead, go to useful functions, the folder that we just created, and you are going to hit a new trigger, okay? When you got the new trigger, guys, you are going to select and put a name. You are going to put auto delete effects. Remember, this is going to handle the just deleting effects that you create in this scenario after some seconds. So you don't have to worry about that, and your map is going to be a little bit more faster, okay? So how do you do that? Just hit an event, and you're going to add a new event. The event is going to be special effect, and the special effect is going to be when it's created at random position, okay? Once more, at random position, and the actions is going to be first go to timer in actions and then put waiting time. You have to wait 1 second, so most of the effects take less than that to be executed, so it's going to be enough time. So pause the game 1 second until the next action, and the next action is going to be effects. So just scroll down, you have here effect, and there is one that says delete effects at position. Very important, guys, you have to use the same, because if you use the others, the others that didn't say position at the end, it's not going to work. So select delete the effects at this position, and you have to select type of effect in the event at the event position. And that's it. When you delete that, you have the first one completed, so congratulations. Now the second one that we are going to create is spawn pliers. As you see, very important, I have here this specific check mark completely deactivated, okay? And why I do this? It's because we don't want to have this executing all the time, so just create it. And you're going to put a name for it, okay? The name I put it for it is spawn all pliers. And what it's going to do is to move the pliers to a location, okay? Don't worry, later I'm going to explain you how we are going to do that. It's a quick trick. So how do you do this? Just you are going to not put any action. You are not going to put at any condition. Always see. So bye, Davon. I hope you have an excellent day. I see that you have to go, okay? Just now, guys. First action, we are going to obtain an effect, okay? So, did you guys remember that last class we create a buff that was wait or pause that will freeze the pliers until the amount of time that you want it, okay? So we are going to add that at first, so just go here, and you are going to go to plier, and you are going to go after that to the option that says obtain effect, okay? So why you aren't going to obtain effect, okay? So you are going to select pliers and trigger event, and very important, you are going to see that is in orange actually. So it doesn't matter, it's okay, okay? But the important thing is here, you are going to select your effect, okay? The effect that you are going to select is wait. Remember that we just created that buff yesterday, so it's going to be okay. Then you are going to select remain false, and you are just giving 5, 4, or 3 seconds. Then we are going to select a new action, and it's that we are going to change the respawn point for the pliers. And how do you do that? Okay, so for create that effect, just hit create here. You are going to go to plier, and you have an option. This option is going to be the option that says change spawn point. That is this one. Sometimes I forgot where is it because I have in 2 languages this. But yeah, select change your spawn point. And you are going to select on here function library, and you are going to select random location in an area, okay? And here we are going to start creating some areas, okay? So first, let me just take a quick look from Adobe. As you see, we have like different areas around the map. Okay, so select tool mode, and in tool mode, you are going to have like different parts of the scenario. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to go to each one of the sides of your maps. And what you are going to do is to just around the area, remember that we got an area here, that is the area that we covered with a different color. What you are going to do is to create here an area, okay, in each one of the sides, okay? This is where your players are going to be spawned. So just create a small area here, and a small region, and you are going to rename it, okay? You are going to put spawn blue for the team blue and spawn red for the team red, okay? But don't worry, we are going to take this. We are going to do it later, but the important thing is that you select on here, select players in a random location in area, expand that, and you are going to select function, player private variable, area, and there it will allow us to choose which area, and of course we are going to do this later, but we are going to set it up as some personal area, okay? So, how do you do that? Just set up players in trigger area and select team region spawn, okay? So how do you do that? Just create a new variable and you're going to put the name, okay? So team region spawn is going to be the variable for the player's spawn point, okay? And right after that, we are going to add the last action that is going to be to move the player. So the first one is going to save like a revival point, just in case the player got killed, is going to be reborn in that area. The second one, what it's going to do is to actually move the player right now. So just hit here and player and select change location, okay? And in change location, you are going to do it exactly same thing that we did before. You select random area here. Once you select random area, select player private variable. So player private variable, select players in trigger event, and this time you are going to select also the same, just the one that says team region spawn, okay? Now we got it, just remember to deactivate this. Now we have like the basic information. Now another important thing, okay? We got the auto delete effects, we got also the spawn players. Now we are going to create auto show bars. So for those that are old students, or that you have been in the minicamp for a while, you're going to have this option, all right? And this option, what it's going to do is to allow you to auto refresh the bar, okay? What happens is in the mini-work, every time that you open a UE, like as an example, the crafting table or any other interface that allows you to interact with blocks, you're going to have a big problem, and is that your timer time, the one that you can find on the top of your screen, it's going to be completely deleted for some reason. It's something that they have to fix, okay? So the way that you can fix this is just by every time that your timer changes the time, okay, this one is going to be better. Every time that you put that the timer change, what you're going to do is to just be sure that it's been showing, okay? That is the easy and the lightweight part that is going to work best, okay? So how do you are going to do this, okay? So just select here, go to where it says right here, game logic, and designated timer change. Remember, not this one, just this one. The one that you are seeing in the screen is the right one, guys. And what you are going to put in here is a new variable. The variable is going to be game start, okay? And once you have that, you are going to scroll down and you are going to add a new action, okay? The action is going to be timer, and it's going to be display timer time, okay? So you are going to put the next information, and here you are going to select the variable that we just created, that is game start. We are going to show that to all the players, so be sure that you put player group, all the players. And on here, we are going to do the next thing. First, we are going to add a string concatenation, so we are going to have the first, like the information for the team that is going to do this. that is going, not the team, sorry, the game stage that is happening right now. So how do you do that? Just select string concatenation. String concatenation is connect like two pieces of information, but in strings, okay? So that's what it's going to do. So select string concatenation. And in string concatenation, you are going to have two options. The first one, it's going to be just a basic thing. It's going to be like the color that you are going to use for that. So for big green, I used a hashtag or pound G that is going to be in uppercase, that is going to be color green. And here you have to create a variable. Just create same name as got here. Of course, you can change the name, but if you use the same name that I'm using just for the screen, you won't be lost. You are going to have the same information I have, so it's going to be easier even for you. Just select it and add it. And we already have most of our different scripts created for basic. As you see, it's something very easy. It's not that much complicated. It's something that you can do very quick. Now, we got another couple of things. We got auto count here. Auto count is something that you can create by yourself. What it's going to do is just whenever the timer change, you can start counting 1, 2, 3, 5, 4 backwards. And the way you do it is don't add any timer here. You don't need to do this. Where I put it in here. What you are going to do is that you are going to add a new action. The first action is going to be player group, display text chat info for the players, or you can use also, as I do, players or display floating information. And you just put to all players the number, okay? So in this case it's ready, that is going to be the number 3. Then you put a sound for them. I use this sound. You already know how to create a sound for all the players in a group. You just put another weight, and then you put the number 2, and with the same another sound, the number 1, and go. Okay, so you don't have to be very complicated, and it's very optional. Okay, it's not forced to do this. You have the option to choose to use it or not use it. Okay. So now you have already some useful functions. Okay. Now let me give you the next code, guys. Okay, the next code is going to be a skin part, so be able to take it, okay? So in this case, I'm going to read you back in the chat. I forgot about the chat, guys, sorry. All right. Let's... All right, so guys, let me just give you a couple of minutes to relax, guys, okay? In the meanwhile, I want you to think about the next thing. How do you think that we are going to create the brain, okay? I know that a lot of you are actually going to be very old players, so very old students, so you probably already know how to do this, okay? So I'm going to let you the code there, and I'm going to give you 5 minutes to think about that, okay, guys? So remember, think about how you create the brain for this, okay? So just try to write down, the activities will be to write down that in a paper, and then we are going to see if you are okay. So remember, we always create brains. It's very similar to other brains that we have created. Of course, I will be here just reminding you that every minute, but I want to take you the time for that, please. Okay, guys, quick checkup. I just want to check. How are you guys? Do you already take note about how we are going to create brain? Just quick tips that we are going to do. Remember that we always do a loop and we always set up some variables first, okay? Remember that, try to take note of that. Okay. Okay, guys. So once more, I think you already got it. So I want to be sure that you understand that part. Actually, don't take that amount of time. Let's continue with the class directly, okay? But let me show you once more what we are going to do, okay? So remember the folder that was named as a folder, okay? Remember that, guys? Well, we are going to use that specific folder, okay? So in the screen right now, you are seeing different folders, the ones that we already created, and remember that I put the numbers inside just in front of it, okay? So just right there where it's the mouse located, you are going to see that right there you have a 0 on it, okay? So I ordered this on purpose for you guys. With this, you will know what comes first and what comes right after that. All right. So, as you see, the main part or the things that is going to be executed first is going to be the number 0. Then we are going to have the building stage that is going to be number 1. And then we are going to have the combat stage, okay? So that's going to be an overlook about how our game system works by folders, but also in each one of the folders we are going to have like different things, guys, okay? So let's start with it, okay? All right, so guys, let's start with the next thing, okay? All right, so guys, check this. We have like the different stage, but something that is going to be a little bit different here is, guys, that you are going to have on here different systems, okay? So as you see, the first system is going to have their own rules. That is going to be the thing that orders all the different stage. And every stage is going to have their rules for that stage. As an example, you cannot build outside the arena in the building stage. And also you have some different for the combat stage. We are going to learn those in the next classes, but today we are going to focus in the main one, okay? So what you are going to do right now, okay? What we are going to do right now is to create all of this main system, okay? Probably you are going to see a lot of triggers, but those triggers are going to be very simple triggers. As you see, most of them are containing at max 5 actions, and it will help us out to create the system very easy, okay? So let's start with it. We are going to start with game ini, okay? What is going to hold game ini is just going to have like all the triggers that are going to be executed at the beginning. So how do you do this? Just create a new trigger and rename it, okay? All right, so What you are going to do right now, guys, what you are going to do is just set up a name that is going to be game ini, alright? Once you do it, you are going to go to event. In event, you are going to create a new event, okay? And this is going to be executed when the game starts, okay? So, what you are going to do, guys, is just to move here, and when you are going to have all these options, you are going to select the one that says when the game starts or is created, okay? That's going to be almost the same. Once you've got this, we are going to start by setting up our timer. Remember all the times that we got a brain, which is going to move like the different things is going to be the brain, okay? So, what is going to happen for the brain, guys? If we don't start this, the brain is not going to work. So just let's create that one. Just scroll down to timer, guys. And in timer, we are going to select run countdown timer, okay? That's going to start the timer backwards. Remember that we create this variable like a little bit ago, okay? So just select game start. That is the one that we just created before, okay? Now you select this one. And now that you create this one, start the countdown for 10 seconds and repeat the timer. It's need to be true. Very important. If you want to give more time for your players to buy items, you can give more time. In my case, as I haven't developed this store yet, I just put 10 seconds. But if you want to have a store inside your game, take your time, give more time, give at least 30 seconds so the players are going to have enough time to build or put things, okay? And repeated timer, very important, guys. I almost forgot this. So just put repeated timer as true, okay? That's going to be very important, guys. All right. Now, guys, check the screen. Then we are going to set up something important, okay? Which is going to tell us which game states we are having right now, okay? So we are going to do the next thing. We are going to add a new action, okay? And the action, it's going to be assigned, and you are going to select a character string, okay? And so when you are going to select character string, we are going to select game status. Remember that we created that just like a few minutes ago. And you are going to select that one. And you are going to put the name of the stage that you are having right now. In my case, it's going to be build items. And I always use the T for time. You can use whatever you want. Remember, that is on you. Now that you got this, we are going to set up some cool things, okay? This is going to be the building time. As an example, you can have 120 seconds for building time. So, how do you do this? Just hit here. You are going to set up assigning another value. This is going to be the value setup. And once you got it, you are going to create a variable, okay? The variable is going to be building time, which is going to tell the game how much is going to last the building part, okay? In my case, I have 120 seconds here, but I highly advise you to keep it just 1 minute and a half, okay? So this is going to be, 1 minute and 1 minute and a half. So of course that is going to sum together 90. So as you see, we got 90 here. All right. Now we got 90 here. All right, that is going to be 1 minute and a half. Now we are going to add a couple of things more. Just copy and paste this. And we are going to have with this 2 different stages, okay? The second stage, or the second option, you are going to expand and you are going to create a variable that is building blocks. This is going to tell the game how many blocks the player is going to have in the inventory. In my case, I put 100 for each one of the players, okay? Give me a second here. All right. Now, working with 3 screens is harder than I think. I'm confused because in that screen I have like the comments, on here I have the game, And on here I have the OBS, so it's kind of getting me confused. So I think I'm going to switch for the next classes just to 2 screens. It's going to be more effective for you guys. All right, but we already have this created. Now, pay too much attention because this is going to be very important, guys. We are going to create 2 triggers that are almost the same. Okay, guys. This is going to be almost the same. And it's going to be the next thing, guys. It's going to be the different database. Okay, this is going to be a database, guys. What is going to do this is just going to allow you to just be able to create on here like different setups for your teams, so the player is going to have everything created once enters to the team. Okay, so team red is going to be the red team, of course. You don't have to worry that much about that. And blue team is going to be the blue. So notice that I put colors on it, so it's going to be easier for me to recognize them. Okay, so how do you do that? Just create a new trigger here, and just put the name on it. So to be able to give the color, check this on here, I just put a hashtag R. All right, and the hashtag art here, and the name of the team. Okay, so it's team red, and it's going to be the hashtag red. Okay, don't worry, when we create the blue, we just copy and paste to change information, but we are going to start with this. Okay, so this is going to be executed when the players enter to the game. Okay, that means when the players enters to the game, well, we are going to set up the variables. Okay, so the action or the event is going to be player. Okay, sorry, word, game logic, player enters to the game, and now we need to detect which player. So for doing this, just select red team. Okay, remember the setups for the red and the blue team are going to be different. Are going to be slightly different, not too much different, but you need to filter by team. So just go here, select team, select player, and determine player team. And under you are going to change, of course. Just select here player and trigger event. It's from red team. Okay. First action, this is optional, so you can put a chat for him. I put it, welcome to the red team, but you don't need to put it. Okay. So as you see, it's just simple setups. Most of them are value setups, and also area setups. Okay. We don't have like too much things right now. So what you are going to do for this? First, you are going to set up an area. Okay. So we are going to have like different scenarios in different areas. Okay. So right now we already create the spawn area. Now I'm going to ask you to create another one. This area is going to start in the end of the map, in one of the corners, and it's going to cover all the base or the stronghold for the player on up to the middle. Okay, so just cover that area. Be sure that it's not covering only like this. Be sure that it's also covering up a lot of ways. So all the things that are going to be inside this area are the areas where the player can build. Okay, outside that area, the player won't be able to build anything. So be sure that you give enough altitude for it. So I'm using like 15 blocks up and just covering that area. Okay, create one for the blue team, and you are going to create another area just like the same, but for the other team that is going to be blue. And the name that you are going to put for this is going to be base. So the red one is going to be base red, and the blue one is going to be base blue. Right after that, okay, you are going to go to your scenario, the one that you have the goal with. So for you to be able to see it, I'm going to do a small trick, because right now the involved zone is not allowing me to see that, and it's not going to allow you to see that either, or neither. Give me a second. I'm going to make this completely invisible, so you are going to see it better. All right, so now you are going to see that it's much clearer. Okay, So what you are going to see, guys, on here is that I create an area also, but it's a very small area, okay? Just in the goal for the player. So let me do this. As you see, I'm breaking just the blocks that are right here, and you're going to see a small area that comes just in the area where the player is going to score. So create one for the red team and create one for the blue team in that same part. And you are going to rename that final area that is going to be the final area that we get for teams as a gold red and as a gold blue, okay? All right, your gold blue. Now, final part that we get for this, you are going to cover all your area, all the scenario, all your map, all the fighting part with another area. So just select one of the corners and go all the way from side to side to the other side of the area, from corner to corner. As you see, it's covering all the playable area, and you are going to rename it. The area is going to be named as a full arena, okay? Once you got all these have been created, once you have all the areas, what you're going to do is just move back to MiniWord, create editor, a trigger editor, and we are going to start set up this, okay? So first arena, just go assigned, and you are going to select area setup, okay? What we are going to do first is telling the game, hey, if this player enters to red team, this is going to be their base, this is going to be their goal, this is going to be their spawn, and there's going to be like the different regions for that player, okay? So let's start with the phase. So on here, you are going to select function, players private variable area, and there you are going to select players and trigger event, and you are going to create a new variable. Once more, we already got this created, but we are going to create another one that says temp region base. Okay, so temp region base is going to be base read for the red team. Don't worry, for the blue, we are going to create that later. Just copy, paste, and once more, we are going to just expand in the new one, and we are going to change this, okay? So we are going to put this time another variable. You are going to create a new one that says team regional gold, okay? The team regional gold is going to be gold blue. Remember that we already created that one, and remember that this is a private variable for the player, very important, okay? Don't create it in global variables because it's not going to work fine. Very important, notice this. If I'm setting up the red team, the gold or where the player scores is going to be the blue team. And vice versa, if I were setting up the blue team, probably on here is going to be blue, okay? But just for this one, red is going to be blue here. Now, copy and paste, and you are going to do the same, expand the first part, and you already got here spawn, so you are going to select temp region spawn, and you are going to select as an area, once more, choose area, like the others, and you are going to select spawn red, okay? All right, we're almost over here. As you see, it's not that complicated. So this is the trickiest part. Remember that when we create a map, we create a part where you put a block that will give the points to the player. Well, what we are going to do is that we need to go to that part, to that exact part. I got it right here, I've done it wrong. Yeah. For every team, we got this, okay? Also for the red team, let me show you. Okay, check this. And this is important. As you see, it's just the same, okay? So notice that for red team, I have this block. We learned this in the first class, if I'm not wrong. But also next to it, I got not another region, we have a location, okay? And the location that is next is right here. We only have two. Blue gets point, that is the one that is in the red side, that is this one, and red gets points, that is the other, okay? So we have to create that once next to the point, okay? Because remember, every time that the player enters to that area, it's going to create a block on there, and it's going to give the score to the whole team, okay? So how do you do that specific one, okay? Just add a new action. The action is going to be assign here, and the assigned one, it's going to be location setup, okay? In location setup, you are going to have to select once more player's private location. And in private location, you are going to select players and trigger event. Once you've got players and trigger event, you are going to select team log red score, okay? You're going to create this one, and it's going to be just team log score. That will allow us to know automatically where is going to be the goal. And you are going to select the location, of course. Remember, for the red team is going to be function, or sorry, choose location, and you are going to select red gets points, okay? Now, apart from that, we have the team values already, but we also can set up some basics or like some default. So in case the player never selects a class, never selects a hero, it's going to have a default hero, okay? So we already create those variables. We created before when we created the classes. So we are going to select first assign. Then we are going to select value setup. And in value setup, we are going to select once more. Remember that all the variables that we are creating here are private variables. So we are going to create once more. And we are going to select player max balls. We already create this. And we are going to set it up as 5. In your case, whatever a hero you want to select by default with the stats. Okay, remember that's going to give the max amount of balls. Then we are going to select another assigned. The assigned is going to be values, item type setup. On here, you have to do the same process. Function library, player's private variable. Right after player's private variable, you are going to select players into your team. Hero weapon, we already created that one. And then you are going to select the gun that we are going to have for one of the classes. In my case, I got right here the moderate one, the one that is more balanced, that is going to be the mill filler. So the main one is Helagon. You copy and paste this. And when you copy and paste it, you are going to select now a hero, right? So the hero is going to be once more, just copy and paste and change the information. This time you are going to select hero skill. And you select the skill for the class, and then you got it. You got the first part covered. Okay, this last part is not needed because as you see, I haven't checked it. I forgot to remove it. But once you got all of this, just copy, paste, rename it, and you are going to put team register blue. Okay, and when you got it, just change the information. So you start from the top. It's the same, but it's going to change the information. So here you are going to have red team, just change it to blue. And update all this information. So in here you have, in the original one, you have base red, and here change for base blue. Gold red is going to be now, gold blue, sorry, is going to be gold red. And of course you change all the variables to the blue team, okay? So be sure that you select the right areas. Remember that you need to edit all of this, okay? Very important. Right, see, if you check, it's just going to change the information, and that's it. What we did with this is to set up the previous variables so the player will be able to see all the information by first hand, okay? And then we also have another one. This one is just simple symptom, very simple, just hit create a new trigger. When you create the new trigger, just rename it a team auto join. The actions will be when a player enters to the game, so remember, in logic, when a player enters to the game. Now the condition is going to be game, okay, sorry, it's in math, numerical comparison. And on here you are going to create a new variable. The variable is going to be game status. This is going to tell the game which game status is. Remember, we always use this for our brain. It needs to be greater than 0. And then we are going to add an action, and the action is just simple. We are going to tell the player, hey, wait, you enter late, so you are going to access when the game stage change to play, okay? So how do you do that? Just go here and place text to player, and the information is going to be, hey, you will play on the next round. And that's it, guys. Okay? So right now, you already have most of the game finished. For tomorrow class, we are going to learn, for the next week class, we are going to learn this brain, that is going to be the part that we left. and we are going to learn the upgrade and downgrade parts about the blocks, okay? So don't worry, it's very easy, it's not that much complicated, but right now you should be able to play, you should be able to have like a lot of parts of your work, okay? Now guys, on this 6 or 4 minutes, did you want me to teach you something specific? As an example, you have questions. I see that you got questions before, so also I'm going to give you the code, so you will have it by first hand in your screen. I'm also going to paste it and copy it for you. Okay guys, so if you have any question, just let me know. Okay, I forgot that I was not in the background, so welcome back guys. Okay, very good. I see that you are sharing the codes in the chat. All right. So, please guys, let me know if you have questions so I will be able to resolve it, okay? All right, I just read that Mr. Noob has a timeout on the chat. That's probably automatically made by YouTube because I haven't make you go in timeout, okay? Expired. Okay, let me try those. Sometimes when it's more, what happens is that MiniWord is failing, so sometimes you don't have those codes working, but if you go and try to interchange it in another part, it's going to work. So let me check here. Okay, you cannot claim this gift anymore. All right, so don't worry for that, guys. I'm going to search a new code for you, okay? Just give me a second, give me a minute. Oh, guys, I need to just stretch myself a little bit. Just a second, guys. I'm opening this core to get new codes for you, okay? Okay, it's loading, guys. It's taking a little bit of time. All right, we got it right here. Just a minute, guys. I'm just getting the codes for you. All right. So let's see this. Okay guys, as this is not working, let's use this one, okay? I'm just going to put it into the chat also. Yes, it's a card. It's someone that is outside. And here in Colombia, people like they use the cards in the right way. They make a lot of noise. They are like, okay, I'm going to park in a corner, so let's make some sound. Beep, 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 beep. So it's something in our culture, so that what you're hearing is just a car parking in a corner and it's making noise, even knowing that it's very early in the morning, and it's very normal here. All right, I know that is in some countries that is kind of strange. But let's see if the code works, guys. Let's cross the fingers, guys. It's going to work. Yes, it's going to work. So, guys, that code is going to be better. So, hi, how are you, Suba? How are you? All right, as you see, the one that I just put it on, it's working, guys. So just take the time to read that one, okay? Okay, guys. Okay, and just as a bonus, I'm going to give you another code, okay, guys? Just because I like you guys. Just one moment, I'm going to give you another one, okay? So remember, if you are getting any error, okay, guys, and very important, if you are getting this error, I'm going to teach you how to resolve it, okay? So this is going to be the next code. I'm going to put it also into the chat. Okay, Damon, so if you get that error, remember that happens because it's a book of many words, okay? So when you cannot climb in from here, if it's telling you that on here, all right? If it's not working here, what you have to do is just go and exit from your map. And you can do it backwards. If it's not going to work, what I'm going to show you, just do it inside the game. But what you have to do is just to switch, okay? On here, if you get the error, just go ahead, exit from there, select this part, select on here, events, as you see, I just click on the gift and paste the code here, okay? And most of the times it's going to work fine. If, as you see, but if after even doing that is not working, what you have to do is to close Miniware completely and then restart your computer, okay? Alright, so guys, in this moment the class is already over. Very important guys, once more, I want you to check this, okay? So, let me go back here and I'm going to insert an image from here, pictures, let's choose this device. And I want to be very sure about this. Remember that this is going to happen only for this minicamp. That's going to be very important guys, okay? So, you're going to move here, and then you're going to move to previews, and, I'm not speaking like it's supposed to, but what I want to show you is that the schedules for the class number 5 and number 6 are going to be different, okay? So guys, class number 5 is going to be on the 22nd of September, so check this. 22nd of September is going to be a Wednesday, okay? Remember, next class is going to be Wednesday. That means I will see you guys in 4 days. And the class after that, the final class is going to be on the 23rd. So remember class, that class is going to be inside a week. Remember, it's going to be very important, okay guys? And that will be it. So, guys, for now the class is going to be over, and also the streaming is going to be over. Right now I have to do a couple of things over, so I cannot stay with you playing after the class like I normally did. But I promise, probably in the next classes I will be able, okay? Anyway, please, if you have your maps already advanced and you want me to do a double check over your map to provide you some feedback, because I think the feedback is very important for you to improve your maps, for have more chances to win the minicamp, send me a message in Discord and tell me, please, hey Yeyo, Kenzie from Anywhere, please, I already finished my map and please give me a review so I will be able to improve some things. Or as an example, Suba told me, hey, I'm Green Blackler, or you can call me Suba. I already finished my map, so just please give a quick overview and let me know when I can improve. So I will be able to help you out to resolve that situation, okay? For now, I will say bye guys, thank you so much for assisting to this class, and see you on the 22nd. Remember, on Wednesday 22, I will see you with the next classes, okay? For now, that will be it, guys. Thank you so much for assisting to the minicamp, and I hope you have an excellent day.